Testing 1, 2, 3. Is it working now? I literally had to crash StreamYard. Hey, okay, yeah, I couldn't even hear myself. Okay, so here we go. Okay. Not sure how much of my opening or any of anyway, I got stitches in my thumb. I haven't been able to do much show prep, so I was going to do my Batman review that I missed on Saturday. Yeah, I couldn't hear myself either. I brought it up. I was having connection issues. It said StreamYard was not connecting. So here we are now. It's working now. That's all I had to do was close StreamYard, open StreamYard back up, and reconnect. Yeah, I got stitches in my thumb. I literally, like, I almost lost my thumb today. I crushed it, and all that really happened was it took a giant chunk of meat off right there. So yeah, I've got some stitches. And yeah, I'm in a little pain. So cheers, brother. Good seeing you. Yes, I pay for StreamYard. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't have any show topics, so I was going to do the Batman review. That I didn't actually lose it. It's still hanging on there, and I had it stitched back on. So yeah, yeah, nope, didn't lose the flesh. It went deep though. Uh, anyway, so fun times, fun times. And I have to go back to the doctor tomorrow. It hurts right now. It hurts really bad. It actually did not hurt at all. Like, it hurt when it first got crushed, but then I cleaned it up and did some like field dressing and had it like all cleaned up and fine. And then I went to lunch. It was fine. And then I reported it to my supervisors at work, and they insisted that I call the injury line, and they insisted that I go to the clinic, and the clinic cleaned it again and then sewed it together, and now it hurts like a bitch. So yeah, as I was saying though, yeah, I don't really have a lot of topics today. We are going to be talking a little bit about the uh, the state of the show. I'm going to be talking about the state of my show and some things about the future of this show. And so that's why I used the special thumbnail. I don't know who saw the thumbnail, but yeah, I used a little special thumbnail because it's going to be kind of a special episode. We're going to be talking a little bit about the future of the show. The show's not ending. It's I'm not killing the show, but we will talk a little bit about what expectations can be set for the future. And yeah, I was giving my review of the Batman Caped Crusader series. Anyway, so I brought this article or this screenshot up of Twitter. Somebody talking about the article here, where Bruce Timm, one of the creators of the original Batman the Animated Series and the new one, and he says, James and I were talking about the overflow of the show, and we said one of the problems with Batman, as he is, there's a lack of good villains. And he's been trashed for that line. There's a lack of good villains. But he's talking about female villains, sure. He says, you've got Catwoman, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, but it would be really good to have more female villains. And off the top of my head, I said we never really could figure out exactly what to do with the Penguin. There's big red flag number 2. In my opinion, that should be an even bigger red flag than the lack of good villains. Because if you don't know what to do with the Penguin, I mean, you literally have decades of Penguin stories you could open up and dig into and find a better gimmick for. So, it says that's what she said. I'm not. Oh, the putting the flesh back in. I don't know. Anyway, so here's the thing. So here's my Batman review. Right? Oh shit. Don't mean to show that. Sorry. Here's my Batman review. The first I've seen now the first 7.5 episodes. I'm now at the part where mild spoilers. I'm not really going to give spoilers, but just mild spoilers. If you've already seen it, then you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, then it doesn't matter. I'm now at the part where Harvey Dent is working with Barbara Gordon. So that's all I'm going to say. Harvey Dent's working with Barbara Gordon right now. And yeah, I was in the middle of that episode before the show started today because I couldn't really do a lot of research with my thumb the way it is. I tried to do a little bit of show prep on my phone, and we will be looking at a couple links. We'll be talking about a couple news stories, but let me go ahead and finish with the Batman review here. And my Batman review is essentially this. Okay, so what you just saw was a an interview out of context, but within the context of shill media, right? And it's all part of the fucking agenda. It's all part of the fucking agenda. If you don't know what to do with the Penguin, literally, the producer of the show that you're working on is producing a television show about the Penguin. You're telling me you didn't know what to do with the Penguin, so you gender swapped Penguin because you have a lack of female villains. There is an endless list of female villains and an endless library that you could get ideas on what to do with the Penguin. But also, you're supposed to be an artist. You're supposed to be creative. And this is where I come down on this. You're the creative one. Figure it out. But instead of figuring it out, you're doing something controversial because you know it's going to be bait for guys like me to comment online. So here's my review. Regarding the whole Penguin controversy, all in all, the one storyline we've gotten so far, and maybe there's been more toward the end of the season, I don't know, but the first episode was heavily focused on this Penguin character, and there's a reason. They were trying to set expectations. The problem is, Penguin didn't come off as Penguin. And I've been saying for a long time that the Penguin's gender is important to his character. Hey, we've got 3 viewers, even though I didn't promote the show. Cheers and welcome to the other viewers out there. I'm not sure. Feel free to come in and say hi, folks. But anyway, first episode was all right. Just all right. I wouldn't say it's good, but it was all right. And yeah, okay, so now here come the spoilers. Y'all ready for some spoilers? The spoilers are going to be kind of important to my full review. If you don't want spoilers, I would say come back at about 24 after. Come back at about 24 past the hour. That's about 8 minutes from now. So I'll get into some spoilers for the Batman Caped Crusader animated series here for just a few minutes. And then I'm going to get into some other topics. So yeah, come back at about 24 past the hour. See you then. So here's the damn spoilers. First episode, yes, Penguin being very ruthless, but in a way that makes it centered on her importance. And the Penguin we know and love is almost the opposite, right? The Penguin from all other movies, TV shows, comic books, everything is almost the opposite. The Penguin is insecure. The Penguin is the power that the Penguin gets is literally only a facade so that they could then acquire more, he could acquire more power and he could acquire more popularity. The Penguin has never known what to do with his power. And so here's what you have. You have several episodes in a row. I want to say it wasn't until the 6th or 7th episode did you see Batman actually fucking do anything heroic. And I want to be very clear about that. Now, if you've been following the channel, you know that I had a review of the Batman movie from a year and a half ago. My review of that movie was that Batman was not heroic. And I'll be damned, this show came out, and I have friends, I have people I associate with online. I have all kinds of people telling me how much they like this cartoon. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, they found a way to have some interesting plot points. And they have found some way to have interesting artwork, interesting direction, so to speak, interesting scene transition, and they found a good way to make a storytelling thing happen. The problem is, A, it's not a hero story, and B, nobody is a fucking hero in this show. Now, don't get me wrong, there are people doing heroic things, but let me tell you, you want to know what this show has been about for at least the first 6 episodes, and the last few have been really just confusing. I'm at like episode 8 now. So the first 5 to 6 episodes, it has followed this basic plot line of take a random female in the universe, whether it's Harley Quinn, whether it's Renee Montoya or Barbara Gordon, or they take a random female in the universe and have her do the detective work, have her be the hero, and then you have the villainous females being boss bitches, being the empowered, independent boss bitch, right? And every single male character in this show is either crooked, criminal, psychotic, abusive, or in other ways fucking insufferable, including Bruce Wayne himself. The only two male characters that aren't complete pieces of shit in this show are Alfred Pennyworth and Commissioner Gordon. Race swapped Commissioner Gordon because, yeah, the one black dude has to be nice. It's part of the agenda, right? It's part of the agenda. And don't get me wrong, man, Commissioner Gordon's kind of an awesome character in the show for the fucking 5 minutes every 5 episodes that they have him on there. But Bruce is a complete piece of shit. Harvey Dent, a complete piece of shit. And let me just say, there's this episode where it's hinted at that all of the characters that we have known as Robin, they jokingly name a whole school of orphans Dickie, Timmy, Carrie, Jason, and Stephanie. So all the characters we know as Robin. Demon's Wrath said, when did you notice media trending toward this dumbassery? Look, I hate to say it, but it was about 2 to 3 years before COVID. So it was about 2015. Yeah, about 2015. It was we had the Gamergate shit already kind of happening, and I was like, okay, but that's video games. And I really noticed it heavy in the video games in 2013, 14. Right? But then when I started noticing it was affecting other shit, it was it was probably, and again, I hate to admit this, but like my ex-wife really loved the show Grey's Anatomy. And as bad as Grey's Anatomy always has been, it's like that was the first show to really start ramping up the quote diversity. Demon's Wrath said, I noticed this inexorable lean, which became full-on bent after Avatar came out. Noticed the trend began with that movie. Yeah, that probably was around the time. When I first noticed it, it was probably, like I said, Grey's Anatomy. And again, once I started noticing it there, I started noticing it everywhere. In that male characters always had to be a piece of shit. Like, they always had to be dumb or vengeful, or, and again, this show is the same thing. And I told people to come back around this time, so I need to be careful with spoilers now. This show's about the same thing. It's every single male character, with the exception of the black dude and the fat guy, are complete pieces of shit, including Batman. And every single woman is smart, a boss bitch, or super powerful in some way. Super redeemable in some way. Even the evil ones, even the villains, are understandable, sympathetic, and redeemable in some way. Hey, we have Sanglant86 in the chat saying the nighttime is the right time, yos. Cheers and welcome. Hey, I'm able to hold the glass with the tip of my thumb. Angry, hate-filled white Hugh man wanting to kill the blue aliens. Yep. So there we go. So ultimately my review of the first 8 episodes of Batman the Caped Crusader is that the plot is good. They do have some interesting plots. The problem is, if it's a Batman show, let's have Batman figure out the plot and not all these boss bitches. Let's have Batman be the hero. And because that takes me out of the immersiveness of the show. And because they it seems like every episode there's a different gimmick happening, right? You know, I've heard a lot of people compare this to Batman the Animated Series and its greatness. No, this is a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. It gets 4 points for having intriguing plot points, but the execution is completely horrible and the agenda fucking reeks. 4 out of 10. Batman the Caped Crusader. I will say, watch it if you got nothing else to watch. It's at least somewhat entertaining, but not really. Watch something else instead. Sanglan 86, I was cursing the Fem Freaks before the Saigon Fem Freaks War. Yeah. I mean, look, I was, but I didn't notice it in movies and TV. I noticed it everywhere else. I noticed it in online spaces. I noticed it in video games. I noticed it in a lot of places where weirdos on Tumblr, right? The Tumblr weirdos had influence. They didn't have influence at the World Economic Forum. They didn't have influence at ABC and Disney. They didn't have influence at Warner Brothers until a little bit after the Gamergate war. Anyway, so good seeing you, Sanglant. I'm going to go ahead and take another big swill here, because now I want to talk about some other stuff. Let me do this. Let me go to Twitter here. I wanted to bring up a couple things I had bookmarked. This is going to be, like I said, a laid-back show. Let's see. So, okay, in a similar vein, I got in a debate. If you're following me on Twitter, which definitely follow me on X, the link's down in the description. Follow me on all social media. There will definitely be news about upcoming shows and vice versa on my social media. So follow me on my social media down in the description. If you're following me on X, you may have noticed I got in this little debate with some weirdos online, because I guess Joaquin Phoenix has dropped out of a movie 5 days before the filming was set to begin. And a source told Variety that he got quote unquote cold feet. And the reports are that the role was supposed to be a gay romance. And that Joaquin Phoenix asked to play the part initially and was like pushing the studio to cast him, and then once they did, he backed out of the role. Now, is this based? Is this fucking based? And so there was a reply to this on Twitter, this news article. There was a reply to this that said essentially stop casting straight people in gay roles. And so I kind of wanted to bring this up, right? Especially after, the topic we just talked about. And one of the things I like to one of the things that I like to what we got going on here talk about is casting. And we just kind of talked about the gender swapping of Penguin in the Batman series. Sango says, I sense a closet door getting ready to pop. Yeah, I think Joaquin Phoenix might be heading that route, especially, wanting to do movies with Lady Gaga, of all people. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to this Joker movie, by the way. So that led to this debate about. So I kind of responded to this person who said, stop casting straight people in gay roles. I was like, yeah, well, yeah, Hollywood literally cannot stop. They have a fetish for making masculine men do gay stuff or put on dresses. And then of course I had a bunch of weirdos down in my comments saying, "Well, what are you saying? Gay people aren't masculine?" Hey, y'all are the ones who think that gender is a non-binary, right? So whatever's masculine and whatever's not isn't necessarily up to me to decide, but it's the people with the fetishes who want straight dudes to act like that. And if you don't know what straight is, then that's your problem. Anyway, so yeah, the whiskey might be affecting me just a little bit at this point because, yeah, things about to get deep on the show. Because I am going to talk about the show now. Folks, I'm not going to lie. I haven't been feeling it as of late, and definitely between some reunion type activities with my family, I'm getting closer to family members that I haven't been close to in a while, and I'm at least trying to. It's been very challenging reconnecting with some family members that I haven't seen in a long time. And so that's why the Saturday show has been kind of off the last couple of weeks. I did a show on Friday a couple weeks ago, and then my Saturday show this week was super early. So I've been trying to use those days to kind of reconnect with old family members, and it's been very challenging. I'm not gonna lie, it's been very very stressful. Having said that, everything else that I'm about to talk about is completely, I don't want to say completely unrelated, but there is a certain thing that I said on this show a few months ago in regard to the Nick Rekieta legal issues situation. I said, well, he hasn't had a regular schedule. He hasn't streamed regularly for quite some time. And I kind of compared him to myself, who at the time I was streaming very regularly. I was streaming on time every week. I was streaming, when I promised to stream, I would stream, and I was making sure one of the things I said was set expectation and then follow up on the expectation. Oh yeah, Sanguine 86. Yeah, decades of having gay men to play straight dudes like Clark Gable. Yeah, they're the ones gender bending it. So I don't give a shit. Honestly, I think it's based a little bit that the Joaquin Phoenix backed out of a gay role, but it is what it is. Now, again, back to me and my life. It's all about me now. No, I'm just kidding. No, actually, it's about you folks because I definitely, as I was saying, I want to set expectations and then meet or exceed expectations. And usually I sign off the show every week with see you next time, same bat channel. Well, I'm learning, at least for the summertime, that is getting harder and harder because from week to week, as much as I try to shift things around in my real life to make time to do this show, ultimately, like I said, if the show matters, then you would just make the show happen. But I will have to be honest. This show is not as important as other things that I have going on in my life. I wish it was. When I first started this show, I had hoped that with it by year 3 or 5 that I would at least have a couple of live streams that had went viral or a couple of rants that had went viral. And I manage expectations. Definitely manage expectations. Even your own. Manage expectations. But here we are. Random Wednesday. We've got 4 people in the chat. We've got 4 people out there in the chat, and so far only 2 of them have said hi. And again, that's nothing against the 2 people who haven't. I am not criticizing you at all. My hope was to build a community. My hope was to build something here. My hope was to at least get this where it would support itself in some way, shape, or form. And again, I'm not asking for your money. I never ask for your money. But I had hoped that at least at this point, I would have made more than $12. Again, this is not me asking you for money. Do not send me any money. Please do not send me any money right now because it would be the worst feeling ever. Because that's literally what I'm saying right now is I do have to take a little bit of a step back of my seriousness of this show. Now, one thing I will say is this show is very therapeutic for me. I will continue to do this show. Saying that says, remember, you're the organ grinder, not the monkey. Yeah. I'm not expecting this show to make money, but I do have other hobbies. I'm starting to get back into my guitar playing again. I'm starting to get back into when I say back, it's never went away, but my roller coaster enthusiasm, I've went on a couple shows here. I've went on about my roller coaster enthusiasm. Well, it's growing, and I would like to do some travel. And while I can do shows while I'm traveling, and I do plan on doing some shows while I'm traveling, I have a lot of traveling plans coming up over the next few weeks. I plan on doing shows. The problem with doing shows while I'm traveling is, especially if I'm traveling for theme park reasons, I can't go live from the theme park. That just is untenable. So I have to do it on a different day, or do it at a different time, or do it at the end of the day, or do it from the side of a road at a fucking rest stop somewhere. Which means the schedule, right? The schedule, which is to me one of the more important parts of my show. Because I've noticed when I move my show, like I did the last 2 Saturdays, when I move my show, do a different show, I don't really have an audience at all, right? Like right now, at least I have a little bit of audience. At least I have Sanglant and Demon's Wrath I can talk to and shoot shit at. And I tell you, that's the thing I appreciate the most. But when I say I started this show 2 years ago, I had some expectation. I'd hoped to find a co-host by now. I'd hoped to find somebody because one of the reasons I started this show is I recognized that a lot of the conversations I was having with friends in real life, and by the way, they don't want to be online. One of the things I realized, I had conversations I was having with friends in real life would have been really entertaining had they been recorded and broadcast. And so I was hoping that by now I would have found a co-host, but this is the problem. Nobody wants to put themselves online in these situations, except for people who are already doing it. I was willing to kind of split time, maybe do one show a week and be on someone else's show once a week. But it just didn't work out that way. And I'm not quite sure. I mean, perhaps it's me. I will fully admit I'm shitty at putting myself out there. I am shitty at marketing. But ultimately, my hobbies are going to have to win out just a little bit for a little bit of time. I will say during the winter time, when there's not as much leaving the house, when there's not as much going out and doing things, I'll probably be doing more streams than the 2 a week. But I just wanted to set expectations that for the next 2 months, there might be some randomly canceled streams. There might be some streams that I do that are only 10 minutes long because I'm doing it in a hotel lobby or doing it from a rest stop. Uh, and that's going to start like right now. Like not tonight, but that's going to start this week. This Saturday, I am going to be completely unavailable. I'm going to be driving several hours without giving up too much information. Yeah, there's going to be like a 7-hour drive from where I live in central Kansas to Minnesota. I'm not going to be visiting anyone you might know. No, I'm literally I'm literally going to have fun. Noam Holtz, not even once. Yeah. Not going to visit Noam Holtz. Not going to visit no Ricadas. Not going to be involved in none of that shenanigans. No, I'm literally going to have a good time. I'm going by myself to have a good time. And going to be doing a lot of things between here and there. I'm going to be stopping in several cities between here and there. Kansas City being one of them, Des Moines, Iowa being one of them. And so, yeah, I'm just going to kind of take a road trip by myself and just have some fun. So, yeah, I probably am not going to get back until late Wednesday night. So I'm probably going to miss the next 2 shows, or at least have to reschedule them or do them from a hotel room or do them in some other way, shape, or form than you, the audience, are used to. And like I said, I want to feel guilty about that, but I don't. I don't, because quite frankly, the energy I've been putting into this show lately, I've recognized has been less than what I would want as a viewer, and I apologize for that, and I want to feel guilty for that. But sometimes you just have to be yourself, and right now I'm just drinking some whiskey. Don't get it 411. No, I'm not. So there's the show notes. There's why this is a special show, because while this isn't the end of Mild's Culture Plate, not by far. Um, Shows evolve, and I got kind of used to finding these off the cuff stories, because quite frankly, you got Tim Pool, you got the Quartering, you got Sticks Hex and Hammer 666, you got all these guys, and then you got the geeks and gamers, nerdrotic, and all them that do the movies and TV. But you got Sticks and Quartering and Tim Pool that do the political stuff. And what I'm trying to do is be sort of in between, do some of the movies and TV stuff and some of the politics stuff, but not the fucking news story that quite literally everyone's talking about every single day. I'm not trying to be the same rehash of every one of the creators I just mentioned. Extra EDs, it's getting worse. Yeah. Yeah, things are getting worse. And look, let me just start off by saying, yeah, the propaganda right now. I was just listening to the quartering a little bit before the show, and they, quartering and Sticks X and Hammer were talking a lot about polls and propaganda. Look, that I I'm firmly on the position, and yes, we are on YouTube, so I'm going to be careful how I phrase this. I'm firmly in the position that the reason why polls are as such is they want you to not expect anything out of the election. They want you to expect whatever happens that's going to come. That's why it's going to be 50-50 in all the fake polls right up until election night. But again, back to what I was saying. This show, it's not meant to be rehashing of all the topics that everyone else has already talked about. I try to fly just below that radar and get some of the other takes that are happening about these important issues. I try to get some of the other takes in the media, and I try to analyze the narratives that are being fed and how they're being fed and what logical fallacies are being used to some degree. And that's why, my Batman review just now, it's important to realize that it's a gynocentric boss bitch story where all the men are either incompetent, creepy. I mean, for God's sakes. Again, without getting in too many spoilers, literally the first 4 episodes, Batman just follows around the females who do the detective work in the first 4 episodes. The females of the show do the hero shit, and Batman swoops in and saves their ass at the end. That's what you can expect from Batman the Caped Crusader. And these are the narratives that I've been all over the internet. I've been seeing everyone's criticism of Batman the Caped Crusader, and no one has pointed that out to me. I had to find out on my own. And so I share it with you folks. These are the kind of narratives you have to look out for in your media. These are the kind of narratives you have to look out for even in this election coverage. I mean, for God's sakes, you just had Newsweek put out an article accusing Kamala Harris of copycatting Trump's tax policy. And then 2 days later, putting out another article saying, hey, Trump supporters really like Kamala Harris's tax policy. Come on now. Okay, I want to watch this video. I just happened to stumble across this video just now from Fox News via Drew Hernandez and Colin Rugg. I'm going to bring this up here because this sounds like exactly what I was just talking about, and I just happened to glance over at my Twitter and saw it playing here. Let's watch this video just to see.
Axios reporting the campaign is giving real news articles a pro-Kamala Harris spin and then using them in Google ads. Martha McCallum's been looking at this, and she joins us now. Good morning to you. Welcome back.
Good morning,
nice
Bill.
to see you.
Great to see you.
Get ready for Chicago.
Our entire fucking reality is manufactured.
So the trick was we'll make it like an ad, and we'll reframe the headline so that when you're searching, maybe you see the spot and you read the headline, but maybe you don't understand that it's actually sponsored by the campaign. Show it, guys.
Yeah,
here we go. So this involved what? They cited CNN, NPR, Reuters, Associated Press, The Guardian a lot. And you would see this as you were going through your internet search. And Well, that's cheating.
Wow, it is. This is really, and I should also point out that Google says that there was a glitch in their system
somewhat of a non-story,
that meant that some of the sort of barriers that they try to put in to make it clear what this is weren't working. Oops. I wonder if it was true for other campaigns as well. We don't know that yet, but they say they're looking into that. But just as an example, so this is a Guardian headline. VP Harris fights abortion bans. Harris defends reproductive freedom. Well, those things are true. That's a factual statement. That's
okay. We're just going to stop that there. We get the point. We don't need to hear every Fox analyst's analysis of it. And I've heard a bunch of shady things around Ilhan Omar's race. People are questioning it. I'm not. Look, Minnesota's commie. In fact, I was jokingly saying, I might go to Minnesota if Ilhan Omar loses, but no, I'd already been planning my trip. It sucks. But yeah, Minnesota's a little communist, and you kind of got to put up with elections like that. And I don't think there were shady shit in that election. Oh my Lord. But one thing is clear. Our country's going down the shithole. And the question is, what would they be doing differently if they were intentionally trying to destroy our country? What would those in charge be doing differently? We saw this. We saw everything that's happening now. We saw it in the 2008 collapse, the 2007, 2008 economic collapse. And did we hold anyone accountable? Right? We let them give us Bernie Madoff on a silver platter and said, hey, look, this guy's guilty of Ponzi schemes. Let's get him. And then we ignored the biggest Ponzi scheme of them all. Right? You had several politicians wanting to audit the Federal Reserve. But when it came down to a vote, you had people like Bernie Sanders switching from co-sponsoring the bill to voting against it. So am I black-pilled yet? Am I black-pilled enough yet? It's a concern. I get on here, I rant, I talk about the media, I talk about the lies we're told constantly. And half the lies I can't even talk about because I'm on YouTube. Folks, if you're on YouTube right now, anyone who might be watching this on YouTube, I don't care if this is later on demand, I don't care if this is live. Right now, if you're on YouTube, click that link down in the description that starts with an R. Go over there. Build that platform. Yeah, it's a shit platform for making money. And quite frankly, if you're another YouTuber out there and you're in this solely to make money, just close your fucking channel. You're supposed to be making content that you care about, just like I'm supposed to be making content that I care about. Right now, there's not a whole fucking lot that I care about. So that's why my content has been pretty lacking lately. Because as far as this election goes, I don't give a shit. Yeah, I'd rather see Trump win than Kamala Harris. But to be honest, it goes so deep. The corruption goes so deep. I don't think if you gave Trump another 12 years, he couldn't drain this swamp. He couldn't root out the corruption in this FBI. You would literally need every patriot watching this show, watching other shows. Hey, we got Great Liquor in the chat. Great Liquor. Let's see, do I have any Great Liquor left? I've just one really good sip. Cheers and welcome, brother. Good seeing you. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah. So, yeah, what do I care about? I care about humanity. I care about the stories that don't necessarily make the front page, that don't necessarily grab your attention. And those are getting harder and harder to find because a lot of them become fucking clickbait and bullshit. And I just don't know, man. I don't know. So that's part of the issue here. Is it's getting harder and harder to find good news to talk about. Good things that aren't all fucking election shit. It's hard to find things I can talk about on ScrewTube, CommieTube. It's hard to be myself. And don't get me wrong, I could just kill YouTube and just stream to the other platform. Which I might do at some point, but you know, I'm trying to catch an eyeball somewhere. Trying to catch an eyeball somewhere. I suck at marketing. I suck at spreading the word. And so I'm hoping to catch an algorithm at some fucking point. Because quite frankly, talking about the same old bullshit with this election, because it's going to be propagandized. If it's not outright, if again, elections are safe and secure. YouTube wants me to let you know that elections are safe and secure. But if for some reason fraud doesn't happen, then it's going to be stolen by propaganda. We know last time they had the Hunter Biden laptop story that they just sat on, right? That everyone except the New York Post ran with the headline that it was all fucking Russian propaganda. And now we know that wasn't true. So, yeah, they will literally just propagandize the election to make sure it goes the way they want it to go. And I know everyone watching, all of you folks, you can see through the shit. You can see through the propaganda. You wouldn't be watching me if you didn't see through the propaganda. Uh-oh. Rumble's rolling tonight, stream jumping all over the time bar. Fuck, am I lagging out again? I don't know. It seems clear on my end right now. Seems clear on my end. My rambling is coming through in high definition. No, I'm just kidding. But no, seriously. I'm hoping that's why you folks watch me. I'm hoping that that's the little bit of audience I have. And don't get me wrong, I am very grateful for the little bit of a community that I do have here. And I do want to focus. I want to bring my focus back to this channel once I've had some time away, once I've been able to do some travel. But like I said, yeah, over the next month, it's going to be sketchy. And for that, I apologize to you folks. But I've always been honest with you. When I've criticized other people and said, hey, when your heart's not in it, you need to manage expectations for your audience. Well, that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm apologizing to you folks. My heart has not been in this for a while. And I literally need to shut off the election news, shut off the propaganda news. And for at least the next week, I need to get outside of this house, let my thumb heal, and go experience the world outside of my basement. Yeah, Great Liquor says the stream's all clear. So yeah, sorry you're having issues with the stream saying land. And again, sorry to anyone who might be tuning in on demand who saw the quality issues we were having at the beginning of the stream. I'm hoping that when the stream is over and it gets reprocessed by Rumble and YouTube, that that somehow the feed is clean for you folks. But if not, man, I hope people stick around through the technical issues to get to the meat of this show. I might have to do a follow-up just video. I might just do a video upload in the next day or two where I might clip out some of this part where I'm talking about the future of the show. But to be honest, I don't know when the next show's going to be, or if the next show's going to be, or if it's going to be the same show. I can guarantee this, that it'll be pretty fucking close to the same show, and that it will be back. There will be a Miles Culture Plate in the future. But for right now, I'm having a little bit of a midlife crisis. And I literally just, in the past 4 days, dropped a couple $1,000 because I need to get outside. I need to get away from the internet. And I need to live some fucking life and have some fun. And one of the ways I do that is by being a kid again. I haven't even read a comic book in about a week and a half. And I advise you folks to do the same. If you realize that getting on the internet, if you realize that watching Miles Culture Plate makes you fucking depressed, dude, cheers to you. There's no liquor left. Hang on. Let me pour some more. I can't drink a whole lot because, the stuff doesn't really leave your system as fast as you hope. And I do have to work tomorrow. So I'm going to pour another little sip. Folks, watching Miles Culture Plate is causing you to not live your best life. Deems Rest said I had my couple 3 months drink yesterday, the day before. Stan says it's fine now. It's odd some days you mention it in chat and it starts working right. Yeah. Hey, what are you going to do? The internet's a fickle place, right? I thought I went over my data plan and was getting nerfed on my phone. But, yeah, it just started working the next day. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I would advise you, yeah, leave your basement, leave wherever the hell you watch me from. But, I do this show for people who literally have nothing else, or like I was saying last week, people who are working and just want something playing in the background while they're working. I think Apocryphal World Records gave me a shout out last week while he was working. He came in the chat and gave me a little shout out. Said, yeah, I'm watching you while I'm working now, bro. And that gives me the passion and inspiration to keep doing this. Sanglet says, go light on the Aftershock. Dude, I have not drank Aftershock in so long. Anyway, cheers. I have not drank Aftershock in so long. And, really, it's the cinnamon stuff, man. I don't do the cinnamon stuff well, but I probably should. I don't know. But anyway, folks, feel free. Like I said, follow me on social media down below. I could really use some advice on anything in the Minneapolis area that may not be in the on those websites of top 15 things to do in Minneapolis, right? If anybody knows anything about Minneapolis, knows like the best place to get like a pizza or fucking something, yeah, let me know. And if anyone out there happens to be from the Minneapolis area and wants to go fucking have a beer, let's see, Monday. I think it'd be Monday, something like that. Feel free to hit me up on Twitter. Down in the description, Twitter. I try to follow everyone who follows me. I'm not very good at doing that. I don't ever claim to be good at anything. I think that's my lot in life. I don't hold a lot of stock in horoscope right? But I'm a Gemini, which means I'm pretty much like a jack of all trades, the master of none. I'm kind of good at a lot of things and not really good at anything. So there we go. Anyway, folks, so yeah, by this time this weekend, I should be on my way to, by this time Saturday, I should be on my way to Minnesota. Oh, yeah, Sanglant says it's not a midlife crisis without Aftershock. Well, you know what, Sanglant? Keep an eye on this channel, because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to upload a video this weekend. I'm going to try to find a bar that serves Aftershock in Minnesota. How about that? Just for you, Sanglant. In fact, I'm going to remind myself. I'm going to set a Google Calendar reminder, find some Aftershock. And I'm going to try to remember to upload it just for those folks who watched the show tonight, for Sanglant, for Great Liquor, for Demon's Wrath, and for everyone else who's watching tonight. Please hold me accountable, because I'm bad at remembering shit, but I'm going to put it in my calendar. Find Aftershock. And if I can't find it at a bar, I'll do a video from my hotel room. I will find some fucking Aftershock, if it even still exists. If it doesn't exist, I might have to do Fireball or something. But let's do this. Let's do Monday. Okay, so be looking for that video Monday. Don't squeal like a pig. See you when you get back. Well, I'm going to try to put something out at some point during the vacation. I can't guarantee anything except for the Aftershock video, which might be just like a little YouTube short or something. I'll upload it to Rumble. I'll upload it to YouTube. We'll deal with it that way. But I will see you folks then. Until then, this is going to have to be the end of the show. Folks, thank you for watching Mild's Culture Plate. Thank you for bearing with me while I do things like forget to review the Batman Caped Crusader series. Thank you for bearing with me when I get a thumb injury and can't do proper research to determine what the viral videos and topics of the day are on a Wednesday. And thank you for bearing with me through my midlife crisis, folks. I'm going to make this show better. I promise. It just might take the winter time to make it better. Anyway, until then, take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Please click that thumbs up button. Click the thumb button. Get that thumb. Isn't that a British drink? I know it used to be popular in the UK. Does it even still exist? Let me look. Aftershock liquor. Nope, it's gone. Shit. Okay, I'm going to have to do Fireball, dude. I'm going to have to do Fireball. Anyway. So yeah, follow me on social media below. Click that thumbs up. Share all that stuff, because like I said, I suck at marketing myself. So if you help share the link, then people might click it, because they won't for me. Which, don't get me wrong, I didn't even share the link today anywhere. I didn't share the link anywhere because I literally was, it was so hard, man. I'm in some pain. Demon's Wrath says, Fireball, fuck that. Oh, he says cinnamon and mint schnapps. Okay. Okay. Like Southern Comfort, but hot and cold. I'll try to find both then. I'll try to find Fireball and mint schnapps just for you, Sangland. And I'll and anyone else watching tonight. I'm gonna try to do that. Post a little video of me hitting the bottle hard. So yeah, and in the meantime, yeah, please help me share the link. If you're new here, please follow. Please watch a second video. If you're new here, God, I hope you weren't watching tonight, because I understand it was a little bit of a train wreck. My apologies. But yes, please watch some of my more entertaining videos, like the boy band rant and stuff like that. Please find a second video to watch. Until next time, which again should be sometime vaguely between Saturday and Wednesday. Not sure when that's going to be, but it definitely won't be 6 p.m. Saturday or 6 p.m. Wednesday when this show usually airs. I can't guarantee we're going to be returning to that schedule on Saturday, but I will definitely try to manage expectations, and I will definitely continue to upload videos to where I can communicate those expectations to you folks. And I will be posting on the social media channels down in the description whenever I plan on going live or plan on missing a show. He said he saw a bottle in the ABC shop a year or so ago. Okay, well, I'm gonna continue to look for it. The cinnamon, I don't usually do the cinnamon, but I understand it can be nostalgic, and so I will keep my eye out for it. I'll see if I can obtain a bottle, and maybe just maybe next time I have a regular show here from my home studio in my basement, maybe we can drink some Fireball together. But or not Fireball, Aftershock. Till then, take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Outlast those haters. Don't get any on you. And if you do, rub that shit in real good. Catch you next time on Mild's Culture Plate. Please stay tuned. Till then, see ya. Have a good week. Good night.